tell me your name, please.
I'm Angela Kristen Tato.
Okay, whenever you're ready. I do the host, not the other, the host. Okay.
So, what I love about this one is it attaches to any surface you like.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so you can just, if you feel like just sticking it to your bathtub side and giving that a ride, and oh, that rhymed.
Shelley, you are a poet.
I know.
Let's see how it works.
Okay.
Smart. Very good. Very good. That was really funny. And let me tell you, like, the second that you started, like, just before you even had your first line, I already knew it was going to be good. Because you were invested. And that's the thing that's so exciting about watching auditions, when you already, like, I start to smile and I'm like, oh yeah. Like, I always feel like, you know, obviously if it's an audition that I set up, I'm always kind of like on pins and needles hoping that the person's going to be good. And then when they start a certain way, you could just see where their heads are at, that they're smart and they know what they're doing. And I just sit there and I just kind of like, oh, I could chill, you know? I'm going to relax and feel safe, because I don't want to be like, oh my God, like, they're going to suck, you know? And I'm sitting there watching the director, I'm like, do I like her? Do I, what's, you know, like, and I'm just reacting, you know? So, but immediately I knew, like, it was, and you even got a reaction from everybody, because obviously now we know what it is and whatever, but still you were very visual at everything, so I thought that was really good. So let's do the other role. That was funny. And give me a prototype, like, pick somebody just off the top of your head to do it like. I mean, you don't have to do what I said before, but I'd rather you do something original for you.
Okay.
Okay? Have fun.
What I love about this one, it attaches to any surface you like.
Oh, well, that is fantastic.
So if you feel like just sticking it on the bathtub side, giving it a ride.
Oh. That rhymed. Oh, Shelley, you are a poet. Let's see how this works.
Who were you thinking about?
I was just thinking, actually, an exaggerated version of Kathy Lee Gifford.
Yeah. Oh my God. I watch her every morning, and I love her and Hoda, but I don't know if Hoda has like a really specific. She has a big smiley mouth. Like she's got huge teeth. She's got like horse mouth. You know? Yeah. But she's just like, you know, like they have a very weird dynamic, and she'd be like talking about her music all the time. You know?
Yeah,
so,
they had like
so
an 80s mixtape day or something like a month ago that I found myself watching the TV show. It's awful.
But that's the thing, like the references, I mean, sometimes, I mean, that wasn't in the breakdown to like, you know, oh, like Kathy Lee Gifford or whatever. I don't remember if, no, that was something I came up with actually when I have done classes in the past. The there was a director team, women directing this film, and actually so funny, I just saw them the other day. We hired these twins for that role, for those roles, and it was fucking hilarious. And I just saw them for Comedy Central, and I was like almost peed my pants because they were just so damn funny, you know. But it was, you know, they didn't ask for that, but that's the thing, you have to think outside the box with that. It's not something that is a given, you know. Like when I read a breakdown, I don't think this is the type of person they want. I think about like how I want to do it, you know. That's why they're hiring me, and that's why they hire you guys, or have you come in for auditions so that, you know, you bring them something that they never thought of. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So prototypes are always really fun to use. So if you think of somebody that maybe isn't like, you know, not someone that's famous, that's like you know, an actor that's famous. I think more like a host, or like somebody's personality that you see maybe on a day-to-day basis, or, you know, like there's so much reality shit going on, like glom onto that, or like a musician, like maybe I reference like Justin Bieber personality, but it's like an older version of him. Do you know what I mean? Like you could do that, where like it's something that you can attach a personality to, and you can sort of play around with it. And more, the thing is that it's not, like I said, on the page, but if you actually do that more often, the result is going to be something you're not expecting, you know, because it takes you just thinking a different way, you know, to be able to execute it differently, you know what I mean? But if you attach something else to it, a different idea, you know, how you say the lines won't be like as like flat on the page. It'll come to life more. It'll be funnier. So it's almost like opposite of what's written. Do you know what I mean? Like try to go against exactly what's written there. You know, think of something that's like this is how my mind works. It's like kind of insane. But that's how I think when I'm casting. I'm sitting there thinking, like I heard on this last film I did, you know, the breakdown was like not specific at all for this young guy who was like he was like 19 or something like that, and he was kind of an awkward guy. And I brought in a ton of people, and then I brought in this one guy who was like very heavy, and he booked it, and like, because it was something completely different, you know. I brought in people that are not perfect looking, they're like very odd, and you know, and the directors don't see things like outside the box sometimes. They don't think of it until you hand it to them and you say, this is what I'm thinking, and what do you think of this idea? And that's the thing that you need to do is like, what do you think of this idea? You know, how about if I do this for the audition? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, but you're not saying it to them, like you're presenting it to them, you're taking that leap and being like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fuck around until they say stop. You know, I'm like gonna just see what sticks. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least they respect the fact that I actually have a brain. And like I thought of that, you know, like they'll think you're clever, you know, or at least like interesting and fun and unique, and they'll be like, wow, you know, not for this, but we gotta remember her. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, you know, again, I always try to teach actors to sort of go in that kind of, again, like outside the box thinking, you know, like again, like I said, go against what your natural instinct is, and I'm telling you, you'll have much more success at it, you know? It's scary at first, it's like, oh my God, this is not comfortable for me. That's good. If it's uncomfortable, that's where you should be headed. You know, it's like with improv, like when I did the improv class, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Me being a casting director in the room, it was like, you know, and I just basically called myself out. I was like, yeah, I'm a casting director, okay. And no one cared, you know? But it really, like, I was using a different part of my brain. Like, I was so used to, like, kind of being the control freak and, like, do it this way, you know? And everybody else was sort of like, you know, this is just, you gotta shut that part of yourself down. And it was very, like, out of my comfort zone. But it's like that, this is what they teach you there. It's like, or actually, I've learned this elsewhere, but feel the fear and do it anyway. And that's really the idea, is like, if you're scared of it, it's good. You know, because if you play it safe throughout your entire life, and this goes for across the board for anything, you're not going to get anywhere. You know, I didn't get to this point in my career just by sitting on my ass and not doing anything. I I had a lot of fears, but I just kind of didn't care. Like I just was like, you know what, I want to work and I want to do what I want to do. You know, so if you're passionate about something, then the fear, you need to let the fear sort of drive you. If that makes sense. Does that make sense, you guys? I got like all headed and weird now. But that's the idea, okay? So, good, very nice job, really funny. Good stuff with the vibrator.